Welcome back to the Daily Report and welcome to the marketplace. Today has been a very hectic day, a very interesting day for a lot of Kenyans. As I said earlier, as the media were on the streets fighting for their rights and trying to get a voice in as the fourth estate, we did have the president giving the second half of the cabinet nominations or nominees that are going to go through parliament vetting and later on would be holding the helm of various ministries. And of course, we needed to ask the government how exactly is this going to work out, and who better to tell us what the government has to say than the deputy government spokesperson himself. In studio, I have with me Gabriel, who is just going to be telling me what exactly is happening. A lot of Kenyans are actually quite confused. Welcome to TV47.
Hibak, thank you for having me.
It's such a beautiful night to have you here this Wednesday. Of course, maybe you can just start by telling us, you know, you're the best person to tell us this. How exactly is the government going to be receiving these nominees? We have a number of them from the opposition. What are we going to be seeing in the next few weeks?
Oh, you want to know the next step? Obviously,
yes.
The president has seconded those names to the National Assembly. And so we expect them to shine their brio, you know, and be able to give us a very good picture out there of what they'll be doing. But as you can see, they are really talented men and women.
Right.
And we hope that they'll bring the change that is being needed.
Right.
You know, the president really did take time, as he had said that he would consult widely.
Right.
And really, if you look at, if we had to look at the grand scheme of things, and you look at each person individually, they bring a lot to the table. They bring a lot to the table. So we give them time. We give them time. We hope, you know, the next step, which is in Bunge, to be vetted by the House committees. We hope it will go well. Right. And we wish all of them success. It will be good to see them when they come in and join the president's agenda to fulfill that which he promised to the Kenyan people. So, you know, I know why you are smiling, actually.
I have a few questions, of course.
I know you do. I know you do. But at this point, you know, the president has actually put his best foot forward.
All right.
So, you know, we support him in his agendas, and I can guarantee you he'll deliver what he promised to the Kenyan people.
Right, so the government is happy with the nominations, you know, that the president has forwarded.
Yes, you know, at the end of the day, I tell people the president has a bird's eye view,
right,
or you know, of his administration. You know, it's you can equate it to a team, and I know sometimes we make, you know, we make a lot of noises, which can be understood, but let me give you a scenario. Right. Look at a coach. He's the one who knows, I want to take this player, I want to put them here. I want to take this other player, I want to put them here. He arranges his team. And so for the fans, you come in and you support that team.
Right.
So I think the president has a good, like I told you, has a bird's eye view of his team. And he knows, and you have seen who to put where. And I believe with what he has done, these are the men and women who will, you know, who will help him deliver his agenda.
All right. And maybe, you know, there's also some consultations that have happened on ground when it comes to Kenyans and what they think, you know, should be, or the number of people that should be in this particular cabinet, the type of people who should be in this cabinet. You said that the president has consulted widely. Did he touch the ground?
Of course, of course. I mean, he promised everybody, and we saw wide consultation, and he's brought, like I told you, he's put his best foot forward, sent the names to Parliament. But again, Hibak,
right,
I think this is where we should concentrate upon. Me and you, what we need now is the delivery.
Right.
To me, that is more important, you know. Yes, I know we can say even the people that you bring, you know, the process is as important. But to me, and to really most of the Kenyans, where we would pivot is the delivery.
Right.
Are these the men and women that will deliver? And from where I sit, they have a lot of goodwill, you know, from people that I've been able to talk to. I know the president will burn the midnight oil to support them.
All right.
With that goodwill, I know they will deliver.
All right, Gabriel. One of the things that the president had highlighted and of course had brought forth for the people of this country is that he wanted hustlers to be in this particular cabinet. He was very adamant about it. There was even a story by our reporter Ann Odida on the same, just saying, you know, some of the people that is going to be involving in this particular government is going to be, you know, the hustlers. From the number of cabinet secretaries, I'll even read them out for you. We have Aden Duale, Kithure Kindiki, Soipan Tuya, Davis Churcher, Dr. Deborah Mulongo, Dr. Andrew Muihia, Eric Murithi Muga, John Mbadi, Salim Vuria, Rebecca Miano, Opio Wandai, Kipchumba Murkomen, Hassan Joho, Alfred Mutua, Wycliffe Oparanya, Justin Muturi, and Stella Langat. Who would you say is a hustler on this list?
Eric.
Eric.
But listen, all of them.
Is it because Eric is the only person who, you know, is...
And you know, most of them, not even that, most of you, and it is funny, most of you don't even know him, do they? Correct, yes?
Well, I do know he's an engineer by profession, and he has been an
No, the true element of a hustler, you know, it is the belief system.
Right.
It is the belief system, Hibak. And we've always believed that you are not where you are. You've come up.
Right.
A great example is our president.
Right.
Historically, look at how he's come up.
Right.
That's the true genius of being a hustler. And like I told you, everybody has their own journey.
All right.
So if really we are looking to quantify the hustler,
right,
it is branded.
Right. A few people,
very well.
A few people, Gabriel, would, you know, argue that some of these nominations are based on political affiliations, and one would even go as far to say that maybe the president is laying a foundation for himself in the next election. I'll give you some of the people like, you know, Opio Wandai had even mocked the hustler, you know, regime and the hustler thought. Now he's going to be in the cabinet.
Correct.
How exactly does that work?
It's a journey. And political, you're looking at it from the political side of things. Of course. Right. What is wrong with the president reaching out to political formations?
So
he said it. You see, he told everybody. Right. He came out and gave a speech that he will consult wide through political formations. To, you know, he'll consult other people to bring about names. Who would you like? How? It's a conversation. Right. What sets up a team, or what sets this team that will deliver this grand agenda? Right. And so I think, yeah, reaching out to other formations, why not? Right. Why not? To the young people like Eric, why not? You know, to the private sector, why not? You know, he made it clear that he was going to do these reach outs. Right. And so he has done that. Right. So I think, you know, without really concentrating much on the team, because he has presented it, I think we pivot back to what I told you, Hibak. The most important thing for all of us is the delivery. The delivery. Yes. What promise is being given 2 years after the Kenya Kwanza government came into office? You have said that, you know, you've pointed out that Eric Murithi Muga could be, you know, the representative for hustlers in a cabinet of 20. Not only him. Not only him. Not only him. Please give me a name. You see, the hustler to me, and why it actually resonates with so many people, it's not a destination, it's a journey. Yeah. All of us. It is a belief system that my tomorrow can be better. Yeah, where I am today or where I was yesterday, you know, doesn't matter much. Right. It is that journey. Right. You know, it is the eminence of focus into that my tomorrow can be brighter. Right. And so to me, the hustler, that's why we call it the hustler movement. You're a hustler as well, Gabriel? Of course. If I tell you where I grew up, Hibak, you'll think I'm lying to you. Right. You know where I grew up? I grew up not far away from here. It's a beautiful place called Madare Valley. Right. Yes. All right. Deep down from the slums. Right. And look at where I am today. Congratulations. It's a belief system. I'm reminding you, the hustler movement, it's a belief system. All right. As we look at the hustler movement, maybe let's just touch base on what is being said on the ground. We have collected some samples of what people are saying. Let's play the first clip.
Kenya tulikuwa tunaandamania kama Gen Z, sioni kama kuna any change because wale mawaziri tu ndo wamerudishwa. Yani mimi sioni kama kuna anything that has happened different from what we expected. Yeah, so mimi sioni any change. Naomba prezo tafadhali kama yuko willing asikize maoni yetu.
I don't think the government is responding to what we are raising per se, because we didn't actually inform the president to bring the same faces. What the president is currently doing is bringing the opposition into leadership so that the issues that are being raised cannot be raised anymore. He's actually weakening the opposition to make sure that there is nobody that is keeping the government under check.
Sasa biashara iko chini sana. Saa ingine unategemea kitu kama chakula, unafikiria customer watakuja, wengine unategemea watoke Karadi wakuja wafanye shughuli zao Nyahururu, hawakuji maana wanaogopa maandamano. Wengine unategemea watoke pande nyingine, wakisikia iko maandamano hawezi kukaribia Nyahururu town, wanakaa mbali. Sasa biashara inakuwa affected maana ule mtu ulikuwa unategemea akuje hakuji, na tena wale wako hawana pesa. Siku hizi pesa hakuna, hii nchi ni kama haina pesa. Kwa hivyo tuangalie sana ile mikakati tunatumia, kama ni hiyo mikakati ya maneno kama e-citizen na maneno mengine, tuangalie sana isikuje ikatu affect sana.
Kutoka vijana waanzie maandamano, tuseme hata wakianzia maandamano ilikuwa affectiwa kabisa. Biashara zilikuwa chini, kwa hiyo usumlui nini shukisha fanya nini kwa petroli ilikuwa juu kabisa, ikaangushwa na shilingi. Kila kitu kilikuwa juu. Kwa hivyo maisha si kama zamani. Maisha inafaa kurekebishwa. Si kwa vijana tu. Maisha inafaa kurekebishwa kutoka wale wako juu kukuja chini. Waangalie hali ya maisha inakuaje. Business imeaffectiwa sana.
Kuta hapa kwa kazi yangu, mimi ni mwanabiashara. Hakuna wakijana walikuwa hapa, lakini polisi ndio walitupa hiyo manini yao ikanikuta. Hakuna biashara tulifanya, tulikuwa tunafunga. Sasa tunaona hapa wanaanza kututupia matia gas. Ningeuliza serikali waangalie hiyo watu waache kuumiza watu bure. Sababu sasa kama mimi nilipelekwa hospitali nikatibiwa, lakini sikuumia sana, lakini unaona sasa waliniumiza. Waliniumiza bure.
All right, those are some of the things that the Kenyans have brought forth, some of the things that they do want to be, addressed. Some of the things that they brought about is they said that there were no changes. They had insisted that, some of the things that they had put forth, that they wanted the president to address, Gabriel, was not addressed. They have said, iyo maandamano yote was for nothing, zero work. The president is not listening. What would you say?
Again, what is it?
Generalization.
Yes, generalities.
Right.
You see, sometimes that's the price of our instrument. The Gen Zs went to the streets because of the finance bill. Mm-hmm. The president was magnanimous enough and did not assent into the finance bill. And then Hibak, obviously, there were other rafts.
Right.
The Gen Zs have talked about accountability and the fight against corruption.
All right.
Wastage. Mm-hmm. The president listened. He listened.
Right.
Most importantly, he invited them for a conversation. Mm-hmm. Did he not? Mm-hmm. Yes, he did. He asked them to choose a group mm-hmm. of whoever they wanted to come and meet with him. Right? They didn't do it. So really, if you look or if you heard what the president talked about today, mm-hmm. he is still mm-hmm. solving mm-hmm. their issues, mm-hmm. even when they may not think right. he is not doing it. Mm-hmm. Look at some of the recommendations that he'll be pushing, and he said in the next 90 days.
Right.
He is changing, mm-hmm. I mean, the PMF,
right.
the Public Finance Management Act, the Public mm-hmm. Procurement and Disposable Act.
Right.
In line digitizing them because mm-hmm. it has been said that that was a cesspool mm-hmm. of the corrupt.
Right.
He is taking measures mm-hmm. that are addressing their concerns. Mm-hmm. So the issue now happens. Mm-hmm. because of his cabinet. Again, we go back to what I told you.
Right.
The president has listened. He has acted accordingly. What me and you and all other Kenyans,
Right.
what we would want now is to raise our conscience to say, Mr. President, we'll give you time
Right.
to deliver.
Right.
And this is the true genius of our democracy. After every 5 years, a scorecard,
Right.
he'll be able to present.
Right.
And we will tell him, Mr. President, this is what you promised us.
Right.
This is what you've been able to deliver. That is why, to me, and I would like probably many other people to see this,
Right.
is you have selected a team. You have a bird's eye view. You're the coach of this team. Mr. President, score.
Right.
And I can guarantee you, he's going to score.
Right. Gabriel, fortunately or unfortunately, I am not only a reporter and an anchor, but I'm also Gen Z. Now,
Excellent.
one of the things that this particular generation was pushing for was, new faces. They said, these are the people we have seen in various graft cases. These are the people who have been holding helm. We haven't seen changes. Mr. President, we don't want to see the same faces. We don't want to see the same people who have been heading these ministries, who have been members of parliament. We don't want you to recycle. Why did the president recycle?
If I say you're a criminal, does that make you one?
Well, of course, some of them have gone through the justice system.
But again, the beauty
Right.
of our democracy and constitution and our justice system, what does it stipulate? You're innocent until done what? No. Let's get serious. This is, you see, we cannot celebrate certain parts
Right.
of our constitution and our rights and our freedoms and refuse to accept that they apply to other people. You get what I mean? If you would want yourself as Hibak to be treated the same way when it comes to passing of the judicial elements,
Right.
why wouldn't you want that to apply to somebody else? And that's the beauty of our democracy.
Right, but
it means it stipulates you are innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
This applies to all of us. So if somebody has named and said, oh, he has done something, you have been given time to prove, time and again.
Right.
There are instruments and offices that are mandated by law to find somebody innocent or guilty. Probably he's faced them.
Right.
And they have said, Hibak, we don't find any proof that you did what majority of the people are saying you did. See, it's not an issue of a majority saying.
Right.
It's about the issue of the truth and the facts that are laid bare.
Right, Gabriel, before we go on this break, just something that I want to throw at you right now.
Please do.
Once again, I feel like you haven't answered my question quite well.
Which one?
The Gen Zs are saying they do not want political figures. They want new faces. They want technocrats. They want professors. They want people who would handle the helm of these ministries. Well, what does the government say?
Let me ask you, out of the many that you have just mentioned, there are technocrats, right?
Right.
There are professionals, right? There are people with a certain element of political background, correct?
Right.
There are people who must always remain, not must always, there are people who are there also because of their institution memory. You cannot just wake up really, Hibak. Again, we have to be realistic. We have to be realistic. You have people who have really done well in their portfolios, right?
Right.
And the president actually heeded to the call and said, allow me time to rethink, really, refocus, re-energize, and even relook at some of these people again and what they've been able to achieve.
All right.
And he has done so.
All right.
So again, Hibak, I go back to what I told you earlier. Can we just allow the president to deliver?
Right. We gave the president 2 years.
And look at what he has done in those 2 years.
What
look at what he has done.
Look at highlight.
Look at what he has done when he came in. And this is the conversation we should be having. The first thing, watu walikuwa wanavaa sufuria kwa kichwa. Don't ever forget that.
Right.
High cost of living. It was unga. When he came in, look at where unga is today. Look at the cost of fuel. Right? Look at some of the engagements that he's been able to. He has led the charge on climate change.
Right.
Within 2 years, he has stabilized our economy. We were actually in the abyss of debt.
All right.
Yeah, and that's, I'm not saying that we've come out of debt yet, but he stopped, he made, he took serious measures to ensure that we didn't go grounded.
All right.
He ensured that we didn't go the way some of the African countries, Ethiopia and Ghana to be specific, where they went. All these interventions really took time and serious engagements. He's done that in actually less than 2 years.
All right.
Isn't that kudos, Hibak?
Gabriel, we will be delving into all of those ministries, all of those facts. We are going to be dividing or, you know, separating the chaff from the grain. We go for a short break. We'll be right back.